Let's have a look at exam question 2 then. So two events A and B are such that the probability of A is 0.4 and the probability of A intersect B is 0.12. So if A and B are independent, we've got to find the probability of B and then the probability of not A and not B, or not A intersecting not B. So you might want to start by drawing a Venn diagram here. I've got the intersect of A and B and I've got the probability of A, so I can do half of the Venn diagram, I can complete half of the Venn diagram, but it's not going to help me with the probability of B. So I'm going to have to think about how I can find the probability of B with some other method. The key bit of information here is that A and B are independent. So if you can refer to any probability formula in your formula booklet, in particular the independent section, and this is what we're using in the previous question, this formula is going to be super helpful because the events are independent. We're told that. So I've got the intersect, I've got the probability of A, so I should be able to find the probability of B because it will be the probability of intersect divided by the probability of A. So that's going to be 0.12 divided by 0.14, and I'll get 0.3. So from here, we could quickly draw a Venn diagram. I know the circles are going to overlap because I have got the intersect, it was 0.12. A is 0.4, so that's going to be 0.28. B, the probability of B is 0.3, so this is going to be 0.18. I could find what the union is, and then I could find the outside, the probability of not A intersecting not B. You could also find the union through a probability rule. Remember, the union is the probability of A add the probability of B minus the probability of intersect, and we've got all that information now, so you didn't have to draw a Venn for that one if you didn't want. Either way, the answer is going to be 0.42. Okay, because the union is going to equal 0.58, so the outside will be 0.42. Okay, so a little bit more working out for that one. Either show it's going to be 1 minus the union, 1 minus 0.58, use the formula, use your Venn diagram, something like that. A third event, C, has the probability of C equals 0.4. Given that A and C are mutually exclusive and the probability of the intersect of B and C is 0.1, draw a Venn diagram to illustrate this situation. So I'm going to draw a slightly larger Venn diagram this time. And because A and C are mutually exclusive, I'm going to have 3 circles in a line, and A and C are going to be on opposite ends because they're not going to overlap. So there's one circle, that can be A, this can be B, and this can be C. So I'm trying to do that as neatly as I can. A, B, and C. So A, I can fill in sort of from above. The intercept of A and B was 0.12. So this is going to be 0.28 again. Now the intercept of B and C is 0.1. So this time those are going to add up to 0.3, this, this, and this. So I'm going to have 0.08 in the middle. And then the probability of C is 0.4. Well, if I've got 0.1 already there, that's 0.3. And I can do the outside as well, add them all up, and the outside will be 0.12. So from here, I've got to find the probability of B given C. So if you can remember that, the probability of B we have to find C bit first because it's a conditional probability. So the probability of B given C, this is the probability of C here. And where can I get the probability of B from here? Well, B is included in the intercept. Okay, so you can do the formula as well. The formula is going to be probability of the intercept. So I'm using the rearranged multiplication formula here over the probability of the last letter, the probability of C. Okay, and that's what we're doing anyway. The probability of C is 0.1 add 0.3. And the probability of B and C, so the intercept is 0.1, and that's where you can get B from C anyway. That's the only part of the Venn diagram that includes B if C has happened first. So it's going to be 0.25, the answer. Finally, let's have a look at this one. So the probability of A intersect not B union C. So this is where your shading from previously in the chapter comes in. Let's look at B, not B union C first. So not B union C. Well, that's going to be all around here for not B. So everything outside of B I'm shading currently. Union C, well, I'll add that little bit of C on there. So union, I can include everything. Intersecting with A, well, I'm going to highlight A now. Where do both the green and the yellow highlighted bits overlap? Well, it's actually just going to be the moon shape of A. So 0.28 for this one.